Hallelujah. We will be at one. Mighty voice. Together we will proclaim Jesus. Jesus is King. With us through the earth. To the nation. Join and sing. You're my brother. The hand. Together we will work till we go. There's no power in the spirit. You can take somebody by your hand. We want to stick together in unity. You will hold us together. Let's sing it together. Stand your feet. Put the enemy around this morning. So take me, unity is strength. Father, we will take it's not fair. We stand together, unity of body. Side by side. As long as there is love, we will pray. My brother, my sister, so take me by the hand. As long as they will work, we will burn. There's no harm, not to be held and defeat us. It's all about the word of God. As long as there is love, we will stand. As long as there is love, we will stand. We will stand, we will stand, we will stand. Thank you.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast. This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Happy Sabbath, Advent Fellowship. Happy Sabbath, Advent Fellowship. Praise be to God. Amen. I had a call this week, and when I look at the call, I said, well,
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I don't recognize the name. I don't recognize the number. When I answered hello, the person said to me, I would like to speak to someone from Advent Fellowship. So I said, well, speak on. Then the person said to me, my name is Adam, and 2 weeks ago,
This is a demonstration of
someone
Wirecast.
gave me a book titled The National Sunday Law. I read the book, and I am convinced that Saturday is the Sabbath. So I have decided, this is the person speaking to me now. He said, I have decided to go to church. I went to a church because I was looking for a Seventh-day Adventist church because the booklet says Seventh-day Adventist. So I went, but I didn't feel connected. Wow. Because I'm not sure if that was a true Seventh-day Adventist church or not. So I'm looking for a true Seventh-day Adventist church. But I cannot promise you that I can come this Sabbath, which is today. But I want to assure you, I have looked up your website. I know your address, and you will see me in church. Put your hands together, church. Give God some praise. So when we say we're going to go out in the community and give out literature, see what's happening. People are being convicted and convinced that they are coming to the Lord. Amen. Surrendering to Him and to the truth of the Word of God. Now, for those of you who do not know Brother Hubert Augustine, Augustine, I keep saying Augustine, my good friend. Stand up. Praise the Lord. Amen. He's a minister. He's not a Seventh-day Adventist, but he's a Seventh-day Adventist brother. You understand what I'm saying? Because he loves the Lord. He loves the truth of the Word of God. And his heart is in the right place. And he always come, whenever he gets the chance, he come and fellowship with us. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So we want you to know we appreciate you here at Advent Fellowship.
Chemix is there.
Yes.
The understanding is there.
Hallelujah.
And the word is true.
Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Amen. To God be praised. Amen. To God be praised. Now, the month of February, we were celebrating Black History Month. And
this is a demonstration of Wirecast.
The last Sabbath of the month, I decided to dedicate a special sermon. Was it the 2 or 1 Sabbath? How many Sabbaths I preach on Black History? 1 or 2? 1. All right. And so I decided to preach the other part today. Now, I want you to understand something about what is happening today in the world.
This is a demonstration.
The warfare that began in heaven continues here on earth. And the same issue that sparked the great controversy is what will culminate it or bring it to a conclusion. And the issue was centered around worship. Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your merciful kindness towards us. We pray that you will bless us as we fellowship and worship together. Give us attentive minds and hearts so that we will embrace your divine truth as it is written in the Word of God. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Turn with me to our scripture reading from in which book? Isaiah. Which chapter? 56. Isaiah 56 and reading from verse 3.
Of
Isaiah chapter 56, reading from verse 3. The title of the message is Satan's Attack Against God's Unchangeable Truths and the Sabbath. The theme, the Sabbath, is connected to every other tangible truth throughout Scripture. Now, in church, when you come and I come to church, we come to worship God. We got to understand church is not about us. Church must be about God. Must be centered on Him. Every focus must be on God. Every song, every music, and everything that is rendered. By the way, Minister Reed, God bless you for blessing our hearts. You always bless us whenever you come to Advent Fellowship. God bless you. We appreciate it. Amen. And also to Pastor Peter Laurent for ministering to us.
This is a demonstration
He
of
tried to
Wirecast.
defer that honor, but we all are ministers, you know. We all are ministers. Ministers of music, ministers of family life, ministers in the family life, in the hospitality. We all are ministers. Amen. Ministers in the deacon and deaconess department. By the way, Sister Daly, I found out that the gentleman who told me about the track, you were the one who gave it to him, but he don't know you, but I'll connect you with him one of these days. That book. He lives in New Jersey. Yes.
This is a
And
demonstration.
so we have the text now, we have the passage. All right? Sister Laurent, you're going to read to us, beginning at verse 3.
Neither let the son of the stranger that had joined himself to the Lord say, the Lord had utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the Enoch say, behold, I am a dry tree. For thus said the Lord unto the Enochs that keep my
This
Sabbath,
is a
and
demonstration
choose the
of
things that please
Wirecast.
me, and take hold of my covenant. Even unto them will I give it in mine house and within my walls, a place and a name better than the sons and daughters.
Right.
I will give them an everlasting name that shall not be cut off. Also the sons of the stranger that join themselves to the Lord, to serve him and to love the name of the Lord, to be his servants, everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it and taking hold of
This
my
is a
covenant.
demonstration of Wirecast.
Amen. Right? The last one.
Even them will I bring to my holy mountain, and make them joyful in my house of the prayer. Their burnt offering and their sacrifices shall be accepted unto my altar. For my house shall be called an house of prayer for all people.
How many of us want an everlasting name? Raise your hand. You want an everlasting name. That everlasting name is part of the covenant that God made with Israel, with his people. Now, the everlasting name of God, the name of God, that is important. You understand? You know, John talked about the name of God will be written in the forehead of God's people. That everlasting name is attributed or connected to God's own name. All right? Note that, his name. God's name. When we hear people talk about, well, even other people make an issue that if you do not pronounce his name correctly, or you do not say the right name, then you are not really addressing God. But God's name is his character. God's name speaks of who he is. He's a merciful God. He's a tender, compassionate God. He's a forgiving God. He's an all-seeing God. He's an all-powerful God. All of these different characteristics speaks of who God is. And so the children of Israel, when they gave names to their children, they gave names attributed to a specific
This is a
character
demonstration of
type
Wirecast.
that they want to see developed in their children. So now we are talking about how God is revealed in the Ten Commandments. How he is revealed in the Ten Commandments. And we want to see the link with Africa. The Sabbath points to three intangible truths. Number one, the Sabbath points to what?
Wirecast.
The true day of worship, the true law of worship, and the true time of worship, as well as the true manner of worship. Now, we know about worship, right? Because the last message in Revelation calls on the attention of all of the inhabitants of the earth to do what? Worship him
This is a demonstration
who
of
made
Wirecast.
heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in it, the fountains of waters and everything. So that message is pointing the people of planet earth back to the point of origin, back to Genesis. The word Genesis means beginning. Now, if we want to have a solid future and a foundation upon which to build, we need to have a past
Demonstration
that is solidly rooted and grounded not in human speculation, but in divine revelation. Come on and say amen, somebody. God is truth, and anything God does is truth. So if God says in the scripture, he says that the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God, you cannot circumvent that. You cannot dispute with God on that. If you are seeking for truth, you've got to embrace God's revelation of truth. Can somebody say amen? Now, God is the Lord of worship. Because anytime we worship him contrary to his revelation, then we are not giving honor and praise to him. Now you got to understand that true worship, the Lord of worship, also implies the time of worship. God is the one who invented time. Man did not invent time. The first record of time we find in the Bible, in Holy Scripture, when God says, for in 6 days. That's time. A day consists of 24 hours. Are you with me? So therefore, if we want to know when to worship, we've got to consult the law of worship. And when we consult the law of worship, then he will tell us the manner of worship, how to worship. So in Genesis, when we read the time, when is the time for God's people to honor the law of creation? He says, God says. Pastor Lawrence did not say. You did not say. The church did not say. God himself said. The Bible clearly outlines for on the seventh day, God rested.
demonstration of Wirecast.
Then he blessed. Then he sanctified. And he made the Sabbath. My goodness. I cannot find this on the first day. I cannot find it in the second day. I cannot find it in the third day. It is only registered on a specific day. God did not say he blessed, rest, and sanctified the first day, not the second day, not the third. He said it only on the seventh one.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
So when we come together on that day, we are blessed, we are sanctified, and we are called a holy people. Because it's a holy day. Because the Lord of the Sabbath is a holy Lord. And then in the New Testament, Jesus said, for the Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath. Amen. And it says, you shall worship the Lord thy God. Hallelujah. So every time you see the word worship, the word Lord, the name of God, Lord, the Lord, thy God, his name is connected to the worship and to the time of worship. Now, you know where we have a problem? The manner of worship. Because when we come to worship God, we come to worship God in an irreverent manner, disrespectful. We do not respect the presence of God when we come to Sabbath observance. And that's why in these last days, God is calling upon a reformation so that we can go back and honor him and respect him and worship him the way we ought to worship. The Bible says when the sons of God came together and they sang, they praised God, they bowed in his presence. Praise the Lord. What happened? The first National Sunday Law was issued in the year 321 AD. Now, I skipped this one a little bit here because what happened is that Satan's attempt is to confuse with the day of worship, the time of worship, the person we ought to worship, and the manner in which we ought to worship. And here is his substitute. The first attempt that was made in terms of a global legislation came in what year? 83. What is today's date? No. Month. March the 6th. So we're pretty close to that anniversary where Constantine, March 7th, AD, after death, Anno Domini 331. Guess what he said? Let's read the edict that was issued by Constantine. Constantine was both an emperor as well as he was an emperor of both a church and a state. He was the leader of the state, the Roman state, the Roman power, the Roman empire. He was the leader as well as the church authoritative potentate as well. So here's the edict that he says. He says, all judges and city people and craftsmen shall rest on the venerable day of the sun. Country people, however, may freely attend to the cultivation of their fields. Who gave him that authority to do that? But guess which day he says it is? He says you shall rest on the day of the sun. Because the Romans worship the sun god on the first day of the week. So they are clearly stating that they are not worshiping the Creator on the seventh day of the week. They are doing it in honor of sun worship. That's why it is called Sunday. Sun worship. Now the problem we have today with Sabbath keepers, people who keep the 7-day Sabbath on Saturday, is that our manner of worship is not according to the Creator. We are having Sabbath worship like Sunday worship. You know, when the people worship the sun on Sunday, you know what they did? It was always about themselves. It was wrapped up in superstition, wrapped up in rituals and tradition. God don't want us to honor Him in rituals and in tradition. He told the woman at the well, the Father is looking for what kind of worshipers? True worshipers. Because He's a true God. And whosoever He says shall worship the Father must worship Him in spirit and in truth. So why spirit and truth collaborated together in the conversation that Jesus is having with the woman? It is because we can come together on the right day, but in the wrong spirit. And if we are habiting the wrong spirit, we are not worshiping God. What is the true spirit of worship? The true spirit of worship is the spirit of love, of forgiveness, of acceptance. Are you with me? Let us go back to our memory text. Our memory. Blessed is the son of the stranger that come and join themselves to God. It doesn't matter what your religious persuasion is. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what your affiliation is. You are a child of God. You own a place in the kingdom of God. And because you own a place in the kingdom of God, when you come to fellowship, we have to love you just like any one of us. God gave only one definitive definition for discipleship. He says, by this shall men know that you're my disciple if you have love one for another. And that's what He gave. And I read somewhere, in fact, this week, I was having a Bible study with someone, and we were reading the text that says, love will cover a multitude of sin.
This is a demonstration of
Let us unpack
Wirecast.
this. Does love compromise? You see, when we read it from the regular English vernacular, it may sound as though when you love somebody, you just cover up the person's sins. That's not what it is saying. What it is saying is, when you love a person, you accept the person even though the person has character defects.
Demonstration of Wirecast.
You will accept the person even though the person has bad breath, even though the person is broke. You will accept the person regardless of the color of the person's skin. Doesn't matter where you are born. Don't come here and talk about your Jamaica and your Sharu. That's immaterial. It means nothing in the kingdom of God. As they would say in truly that all we are one in Christ Jesus. So Isaiah is talking about the son of the stranger who come and joined himself to the Lord. I love the songs of the medicine. They come from the east and west. They come from the north and south. Invited to join with Jesus as guests and dwell in the Father's house. Jesus says, in my Father's house are many mansions. He will also all them told you that I go and prepare a place for you. And if I go, he didn't if, but he did wait. So he's coming back. If he didn't go, then we could say, well, there's no hope. But he gone, he went. So he must come back. And then the part about the text that I love, he says, I will give you an everlasting name. But then he says, if you honor me and worship me on my true day. You see, worship got to be, you got to worship the true God in the right spirit, the right manner, on the right day. See, God is particular. Now, I want to share something with you. You see, because whenever we are discussing, sometimes, I preach, I'm always excited about the word of God. You have to bear with me. Sometimes I get so excited when I'm preparing a sermon, I can't even sleep at night because the message is in my mind. I literally have to struggle to fall asleep because. And so, world history affirms that Africa has retained the knowledge of the true God through the true Sabbath throughout the centuries. Now, when we talk about the Sabbath, we are talking about the time, the manner, and the place of worship. Amen. Listen to this. The Ethiopian church on the Sabbath, until rather recent years, the Coptic Church of Ethiopia observed the 7-day Sabbath. They did throughout the centuries. Last week I talked about, I said, listen, Europe did not colonize Ethiopia. Mussolini was very upset because he wanted to annex Ethiopia and he wanted to conquer and to colonize Ethiopia. Napoleon Bonaparte tried before Mussolini and they did not succeed. And do you know why Ethiopia became so resistant and defiant against all forms of colonization? Because they were loyal and faithful to God by honoring him on the right day. But every other country, listen, every other country who embraced Constantine's edict, they became colonized by all the European nations. You know why? Because Sunday connected them together with man. But the Sabbath connected humanity with God. And the covenant that God had made with ancient Israel, as long as you remain faithful to me, you shall never be conquered by another nation. You go back and check the facts. Every time ancient Israel apostatized against God, they were conquered by another king, by another nation. But the moment they remained loyal to God, they could not be, they were unconquerable because God was the defender. And their butler. Can somebody say amen? Satan's attack against God, his character, and his truth has become what? Has been portrayed on 3 levels. What 3 levels? Number 1, God's name. Number 2, God's office. Number 3, God's rulership. And when you study the great controversy, you realize that from heaven, read Revelation chapter 12. we run the church of God. Satan and Ezekiel, all of this Satan exalt himself. He wanted to prove that he's above God. Oh, he has guts. He has, that's what it comes when it comes to rulership. Anytime you see somebody's trying to take your place, if you are a mother and your daughter is trying to take your place, she is exercising the spirit of rebellion and Satanism. If you have a son and the son wants to take the place of the father, he wants to be the head, he is exercising the spirit of rebellion, of Luciferianism. And if you have a church or somebody in the church wants to take the headship of the pastor, the same spirit. You remember the rebellion of Korah? You remember Korah and Abihu and Nadab and Abihu? They tried to take over Moses, and guess what happened? God brought these proofs. And this is what ancient Roman Empire did against the authority of God. They tried to replace God. They tried to take the name of God. They tried to take the authority of God. They tried to take the rulership of God. Sabbath connects all three. The only place in all of Scripture, particularly the Decalogue, the Ten Commandments, you will find the name of God. His name is the Lord thy God. His title, Creator. Excuse for this table. His place, he's the ruler of where? Heaven and earth. You could put a stamp on it. This is a registered mail. Oh no, that's too obvious. It is a certified check. Take it to the bank and cash it. Come on, say amen, somebody. Now let's take a look at Africa, the African connection to the Sabbath. God's name was preserved in Africa as a result of the Sabbath. God's title was preserved in Africa when they kept the Sabbath. God's rulership was honored in Africa when they helped the Lord of the Sabbath. When we read the Bible, we read the Word of God, we realize, and last week we touched on that when the devil tried to kill the baby Jesus, where did God told Mary and Joseph to go? He says, go to Africa. I have prepared for you a place to go there. And they were preserved, protected, and honored by God. Mary and Joseph was a witness. When they went to Africa, they witnessed. They did. They talk about God. They talk about the God of Israel. Some of us, when we go to a strange land, a different country, we keep our mouth shut. We don't talk about God. We don't talk about His goodness. We don't testify. We don't. But we have to. People ought to know, oh, by the way, why do you, from sunset Friday to sunset Saturday, you don't engage in circular activity? That's an opportunity for you, my friends, to explain your faith. Some of us are embarrassed. We don't want people to know that we are Sabbath.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Toward the end of time, because when laws will be legislated, everyone will be coming out from the woodworks and to declare who you are. So if we are pretending or we just show up, then we have a problem. See, now, here is the deal. Here is the thing. Not only was Christ preserved, sheltered, and protected in Egypt, but do you know when God needed the Bible to be translated? The Bible was not translated in Jerusalem. The Bible was translated in Africa. Alexandria, an island called Paphos. Alexandria, Egypt. 72 scholars came together and they translated the Bible from the Hebrew to the Greek, known as the Septuagint or the Septuagint. That's where it was translated.
Wirecast.
And do you know that the Bible Christ read had already been translated in the Greek vernacular? When he died on the cross, Pilate commanded that an inscription be written and placed upon the cross in 3 languages. Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. So that wherever the gospel is being preached, because these were the three dominant languages,
Of Wirecast.
the Bible had already been translated and written in Greek, in Hebrew, and then Romans throughout the dominant Roman world. Latin was the lingua franca. That was the language that people spoke. Romans spoke Latin. The Hebrew people, the Jews, they spoke Hebrew. But then the other Gentile, they spoke
Administration
Greek.
of Wirecast.
God wants his people to understand the Bible in their own language. Can somebody say amen? What happened there now? Where's Darian? I need to get back to the full screen. Come on, put it back on the full screen for me, please.
This
Now we're
is
getting deep now, you know.
Of Wirecast.
The enemy is trying to circumvent what we're trying to do, all right? But he's defeated. Hang on with me, church. Hang on with me. Satan's attack on God's title in the Roman Catholic canon law. Now, are we getting deep now? I want you to pay attention. We're getting deep. In the Roman Catholic canon law, or corpus juris canonicii, Pope Innocent III declares that the Roman pontiff is the vicegerent upon earth, not of a mere man, but of very God. He is taking the title of God. And to take the title of God, you have to first change the Sabbath. Because the Sabbath contains his name, his title, his authority.
Amen.
See how smart and clever and deceptive and conniving the enemy is. Watch this. This title was later authorized into codification by Pope Pius X, which became Lord God the Pope.
Mercy.
Don't mess with the Pope. Don't mess with him. When people are bowing down to the Pope, they're not just bowing down to a mere man. They are bowing down to God. That's what he says. Now, God says, for the Sabbath is the holy day of the Lord thy God. But the Pope has authorized and codified he's titled to be God. So if he's God, then he has the authority to change the name. See the connection there? But thank God for Ethiopia. Ethiopia says we will not bow down, nor acquiesce, nor embrace what has been instituted. We're going to remain faithful to the seventh-day Sabbath. Amen. Next point, infallibility. The doctrine of infallibility was set forth by Vatican Council. Right? You will find this in the Creeds of Christendom, Volume 2, Dogmatic Decrees of Vatican Council. All right? We don't have time to. The infallibility, what is meant by infallibility? Which means that what?
This is a demonstration
That the
of
Pope cannot err.
Wirecast.
He cannot make an error. You want me to further define it, what it means? It means that the Pope cannot make a mistake. Can't make a mistake. He's infallible. Oh, only God is infallible. Only God is infallible. So when he changed the day from Saturday to Sunday, he is doing something that God himself had to
This is
approve
a demonstration
and
of
agree with.
Wirecast.
Then we have image worship. Image worship, the worship of images was one of those corruptions of Christianity which crept into the church stealthily and almost without notice or observation. Guess what the trick was? We are told image and pictures were first introduced into the churches not to be worshipped, but either in the place of books to give instructions to those who could not read, or to excite devotion in the minds of others. Then soon they ended in turning them from God to the worship of created things, bowing down, making the genuflection. So be careful how people begin to play around. You see, worship has to do with images. You remember Babylon with Nebuchadnezzar? Yes, sir. He said, bow down to the image. So when you go to the church and there are images, why are you genuflecting? Why are you bowing down? That's an act of worship.
That's right.
And God said, that shall not make unto thee any graven image or bow down to them, nor serve them. Serve them means that you dress them, you put flowers and burn candles and incense and all of that stuff. No, that's nothing. It's just a picture. Just to remind us. Subtle. That it ended with, and then they look at this. I'm told that the pilgrims who often go to Rome on pilgrimages, the statue of St. Peter has been kissed by millions of people so much that the toe of the statue is worn out. The Council of Nicaea, AD 787. That's when image worship was finally established. Purgatory. It is believed to be a state of what? Suffering after death, after this life, in which those souls are for a time detained, who depart this life after their deadly sins have been what? Remitted as to the state and guilt and as to everlasting pain that was due to them, but who have on account of those sins still some debt of temporal punishment to pay. What an explanation! And people embrace that, they believe that. This is why some people are still praying for the dead. Because they believe that the prayer offered to dead relatives will still have an effect. That came from Catholicism, from the bowels of Rome, not from the Bible.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Indulgences. You could read that from the Catholic Encyclopedia, volume 7, page 783, 789, issued by the Pope. Merits that can be what? Purchased as remittance or payments for sins. A good saint can accumulate extra amount of merits after they enter heaven that can be disposed of by the Pope to those who fall short of grace. This is no joke. It's a serious stuff.
Of Wirecast.
So you could purchase a certificate of merit. Historically, there was a priest by the name of Titzel who was selling indulgences. And Martin Luther observed he met a drunkard, and the man was walking around and he, inebriated, and he had a certificate and he was waving it, and Martin Luther was wondering, why is this man so excited? Is it because of the liquor or because of something else? And the man looked, waving the certificate. He said, what is this? He says, I just purchased. All my sins have been forgiven. I'm free for over 10,000 years. Let me tell you something. In a very subtle way, there are some people, there are some people who go to church 3 times in their entire life because they think that whatever merits based upon the credit of the good deeds of their parents and their ancestors, or because they offer 10 Hail Marys and 2 Our Fathers, that alone will cover them for the rest of their lives. So they go to church only 3 times throughout their entire life, I'm told. One, when they were baptized or christened as a baby, they come to church. Second time, when they get married, they come to church. And then the third time is their funeral. They being brought to church. The first one is Hatch, the second one is Match, and the third one is Dispatch. Mass. The Mass, the doctrine of the Mass was set forth at the Council of Trent together with the Eucharist. You see, the Mass is not just a service. It is a literal conversion when the Eucharist is being blessed by the priest. The wafer or the host is literally changed into the actual body and blood of Christ. Is that what the Bible teaches? No. Christ says it is an emblem. It represents, but it is not. But the Catholic Church teaches that it is. That's why they don't serve the wine, because they believe that when you have the bread, the blood is in the body. So you take the wafer and then please. Paul says, as often as you eat this bread and you drink. Now, the Sabbath, there was a trick that was played
This
on the
is a
Sabbath.
demonstration of
I want
Wirecast.
to let you observe. The Sabbath was kept among the Waldenses. Do you know who the Waldenses are? Those people who were persecuted, who left, Rome, and who were running for their lives because they were loyal to God and to the Word of God. But they were keeping the Sabbath. But along the way, they misstepped. And so they, according to the findings, Dies Domini Callis, or the Lord's Day, is not
This is
Sabbath.
a
It
demonstration
is
of
Sunday.
Wirecast.
Because the word Sunday has been translated Sabbath. So when you read a account of people who were keeping the Sabbath, it is not the 7-day Sabbath they were keeping Sunday. Today's legislators, when they talk about Sabbath rest, they're not talking about the 7-day Sabbath. Sunday has been called Sabbath. So it's a trick. So the unsuspecting who do not study the Bible for themselves, when they hear the word Sabbath, they not realizing they're not talking about the 7th day. They call that day the Lord's Day. But is Sunday the Lord's Day?
No.
Throughout Scripture, the only day that is connected to the word Lord is the 7-day Sabbath. For it is, God says, for it is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. So the word Lord, remember the name, the title, the connection, Lord and Sabbath go together. Don't be deceived. But then we find also among them, the Waldenses, there were a group from Moravia. See, they also, because you see, the keeping of Sunday was a gradual process. Because remember, Constantine says only those in the city, but those in the country could. That's right. So the Moravian brethren, not a few indeed, celebrated Sabbath with the Jews, because the law was not in the country. So when they went to the country to hide, they kept the Sabbath there. But when they were in the city, they could not. What does that say about being faithful to God in the city? It becomes more difficult. Followed by the Council of Constance, then the organization of what? Jesuitism. Followed the Council of, I don't have the time to unpack, I have to go through them quickly because it's too much in there to unpack. Then after the Council of Constance, then the organization of the Jesuits, then the Inquisition. What caused the French Revolution? Do you know that the French Revolution came about as a result of the suppressing of the Bible? Because the Bible was taken away from the people, it opened the road for the French Revolution and for the Inquisition. Because when there is darkness among God's people, they would embrace atheism. They will also embrace not only atheism, but they will embrace what else? What else would they embrace? Evolutionism. That's what the French did. The Council of Toulouse, which meant about the time of the Crusades against the Albigenses, the edict says the following. Listen to the edict. Let's read it together. We prohibit laymen possessing copies of the Old and the New Testament. We forbid them most severely to have the above books in popular vernacular. The lords of the districts shall carefully seek out the heretics in dwellings, hovels, and forests, and even their underground retreats shall be entirely wiped out. That was issued by Pope Gregory the Ninth. It's serious stuff. You think that there's a possibility that these things could be repeated? Here's another statement issued at the Council of Tarragona, 1234. Rule that. Let's read together. No one may possess the books of the Old and the New Testament in the Romans language. And if anyone possesses them, he must turn them over to the local bishop within 8 days after promulgation of this decree, so that they may be burned, lest he, a cleric or layman, he be suspected until he is declared of all suspicion. Revelation chapter 11 says that the two witnesses, which is the old and represented by the Old and the New Testament, shall prophesy in sackcloth for 1260 years. And so as a result of the Old and the New Testament being removed from the hands and the hearts of the people, they were left in darkness. Why? Because according to David in Psalm 119, 105, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So without the word of God, the people are left in darkness. But today the devil is working in a very subtle way. What he's doing is, he is not only working through edicts and paper rules, but he is working through pastors and teachers who are compromising the word of God, who are not preaching thus saith the Lord. And so when you come to church, you do not get solid spiritual nourishment and food from the word of God. See, some of you are so accustomed with simple little sermons that when you get a heavy duty sermon like this, you fall asleep because it's too much to digest. But if I was in your place, I would say, Pastor, preach on. I need that in my spiritual diet. Too much accustomed of drinking little milk. We need to grow up spiritually and understand what is at stake, so that we could take a solid stand on the side of truth and not on the side of popular religion. Popular religion will populate hell with people. But the road that leads to eternal life, very few there be that find.
Is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Another statement issued by Pope Pius IX. He listed 80 errors, among which are what? Socialism, communism, clandestine societies, Bible societies. Pests of this sort must be destroyed by all possible means. Call people who are studying the word of God pests. Now those statements has not been repealed. They're on the books. They're there. And history is there to attest and to uphold. So what are we saying now? Sabbath keepers. What is at stake here is whether or not we truly believe what the Bible says. Or whether we're just showing up in church on Sabbath. You see, when the devil attacked the word of God, he attacks the Bible, because when the Bible is attacked, then the Sabbath will be attacked. And when the Sabbath is attacked, then the title of God, the name of God, the authority of God, the place of God, the manner of worship, and everything that is associated with the truth will be obliterated, will be eliminated, will be eradicated, and then darkness will settle in. And when darkness settles in, then comes apostasy. That's what happened to France. That's why France became the first atheistic country in Europe. Because when you remove the power, the presence of the word of God, then you are exalting human reason in place of
This is a demonstration
Scripture.
of Wirecast.
Watch out, America. France did not give you the gift of the Statue of Liberty for no reason.
That's right.
Watch out, America.
True. Speak the truth.
You know, don't pay attention. You see, those politicians who talk about the Second Amendment right as much as they want to. But when the time comes, they're going to take that away from you. I felt sorry for Ben Carson.
Yeah.
He's now silent. We already told him so. We already warned him. He didn't listen to us. The circulation of Scripture from 1860 to 1955, Bible, New Testament, portions of Testament, 600 million copies. During the year 1955 alone, the American Bible Society distributed a grand total of what? 23,819,733 Bibles. In December 1955, the Bible was printed in 1,092 languages, and new languages are being constantly being added because God's truth is marching on. No matter what attack the devil may launch against God's word, it will stand the test of time. And God says that those two witnesses, the Old and the New Testament, has power to shut heaven and cause not the rain to fall on the earth. And the same that fought against us, he says it will only also cause fire to come down from earth and consume them. You can't mess with the word of God. You cannot mess with the truth. You cannot mess with the Bible. But Jesus says you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Stand on your feet, stand on your feet, stand on your feet. How many of us this evening are willing to go out and share with others the National Sunday Law, the amazing book that people, when they read it, they have been convicted and convinced that indeed God has not changed his day of rest. Oh, not at all, brothers and sisters. As you bow your heads with me, you know, I never have enough time to preach a sermon. Forgive me. I am trying hard. I'm working on it. Keep praying for me. I'm working on it. Pastor Lawrence said he's working on it. You know, and that's why we need to encourage you to come back for Bible study this evening. Amen. See, the people outside in the community are waiting to hear and to listen and to embrace. You know, when we go out there and somebody, you give them the track of the literature and they say, no, thank you, I don't want it. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. You pray for them. Offer a word of prayer. And next week, we go back again. And the same person who said no today will say yes tomorrow. See, because you have to understand the Holy Spirit has been commissioned to accompany us when we go out into all the world, to every nook and cranny, every byway and highway, to every junction in the subway, whether it be Utica and Eastern Parkway, whether it be Broadway Junction or Fulton Street, whether it be Nivens or J Street, or whether it be Canal Street or 42nd Street and Broadway. No matter where we go on the subway, A train, C train, J train, number 2 train, number 3 train, number 4 train, the S train, whichever train it is, P47 bus, whichever bus it is, we get on board. Stand up for Jesus. Give a hungry, thirsty soul a piece of literature and offer a word of prayer and watch the miracle of God at work.
Wirecast.
Brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. The time is coming where we wouldn't be able to do that anymore. See what we failed to do during the time of summer. We wouldn't be able to. In the time of summer, we wouldn't be able to do in the time of winter. Imagine some of us are looking for excuses because it's too cold. But when we have to go out and work, or when people have to go to any kind of festivity, or they have to go anywhere and do anything, it doesn't matter how many degrees the temperature will drop. Doesn't matter. They will go and become a disciple of the enemy to destroy and to deceive. But God is calling us to go out there And here's what I love about the promise of God. Jesus says, for lo, I am with you. Oh, I love this. You see, we are not going when I want to call. We are going in the strength and in the power of God. He says, for lo, I am with you. What I have witnessed is that when we go out, we see miracles.
Amen. Amen.
The miracles happens when we go out. We meet people that are on the verge of suicide. We meet people who are desperate or who are on the edge of life, who are about to drop. And we bring hope. Oh, thank God. Don't miss that opportunity, brothers and sisters. I don't want you to miss this point. The church that is involved in evangelism don't have time for internal rivalry. The church that is evangelism bound, they don't have time for gossip. They don't have time to point finger at each other. They don't have time to stay down. Because they're too busy doing the Lord's work. Focus on true reality. One thing I know.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
If someone did not step out in faith and bring the gospel to my sister and brother, I would not be in the church today. What they didn't know is that they were not coming to give me a Bible study. This brother in particular, he was coming to give Bible study to one of my brothers. And I sat in the living room, listened to him, and the seed was planted in my heart. So while you go out there, somebody may pretend that they're not listening to you, or they're not paying attention to you. But the Holy Ghost can ricochet the word and make it bounce back and into their heart and bring conviction.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Now, you know, I never end the sermon without making an altar call, without making an appeal. So I'm going to ask you to come up for prayer. Come up for prayer. Come and join me for prayer. I'm waiting for you. Thank you, Lord Jesus. We continue to give you a call. Bow your heads with me. Bow your heads with me. Brother Herbert, come on offer this prayer. Come. Come on offer this prayer for